Good morning and good evening. It's Pow Pow and I'm here for another video. Welcome to Out of This Binary. And today's topic is honorifics. And I didn't really know exactly what to talk about, so I put up a post on Facebook, on my personal Facebook, and asked people how they felt about gendered honorifics like ma'am and sir, and if they know any alternatives. And I got some interesting responses, which I'll read them. Oh, and my friend Ginny is here. She's just chilling. Okay, let's see. How am I gonna do this? I have two screens. Then I can't see them because the screen's in front of it. Okay. So some other responses. Someone said your grace. I guess you could say that, like, instead of ma'am or sir. I didn't list like Mr. or Ms. or Mrs. in the post because it was getting too long and I wanted it to be like big text. I don't know if you've ever used Facebook, but like if you type a status that is too long, it doesn't go into like the image and make it like big text to show up as a post. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, so no one really commented about that, but seemed like there was a mixed reaction whether people are even into them or not. Like some people like them because this person said, personally I like them. I think they show signs of respect. It beats being called yo or hey. And someone said doctor, and to use it like ironically and just to call everyone doctor because it's a great title. I thought that one was funny. I might use that, to be honest. Someone suggested, my cousin actually suggested, how about buddy, pal, or friend, especially if you are familiar with that person. And I like that one because I didn't think about informal ones. So that's nice. Someone said folks, like if you're addressing multiple people. I like this comment. This person says, honorifics like that are a holdover from class stratification, but there's always comrade. And I think that's like something that is part of the bigger issue in general. Like as the middle class all over the world rises, do we really need to have these different terms or these different honorifics? I mean, formality is nice, but if it really has to do with class distinctions, like maybe they're less than savory. This is a long comment. I've always felt that the intent behind this type of address was to be respectful, but it's clear to me that this boy-girl classification doesn't hold true for everyone. I'm honestly asking due to my ignorance, but wouldn't someone, if they are not living the lifestyle that classically adheres to the gender they were born with, identify themselves one way or the other? Maybe in some cases it might be possible to find out what they prefer prior needing to address them. Oh, I didn't. I should like respond to that question because this person might not know about non-binary people. Um, if they said identify themselves one way or the other. Um, so a lot of people. This person says I hate being called ma'am. Um, this person says I was just thinking about this the other day. I'd love to know a gender neutral alternative to sir or ma'am. Another person says it's a little more difficult because of it matters their age, depth of relationship, and how invested you plan on being in their life. Sir or ma'am is perfect to use. If it's not acceptable for them, they can state their case. Yeah, but there's not really like, it seems like people don't mind, or people are actually interested in other honorifics than sir and ma'am. It's just that there isn't one that's gender neutral or non-binary. This person, this person I know commenting is does identify as non-binary, and they said, I don't mind he, him, his, but I hate being sirred. I've never got knighted or anything. I'm the same person I was when I was 8. Yeah, so that's more has to do with the class thing that we were talking about earlier. So it sounds like at least from people on my own personal Facebook, that people are interested in having an alternative, but there isn't one. And I didn't talk about Mr. or Ms. or anything like that. I've used Mix before, MX, Mex. I don't really like the way it sounds, but it's okay for like written documents, and for me anyway, like I don't mind using it, but or online, but it sounds weird in conversation. Maybe that's something that we just need to adjust to. But yeah. So that's my video. It's not super helpful or anything. But I guess we talked about it, so yay. Let me know what you think, and like what you think about this topic, and in the comments, and I will definitely be there talking with you guys. So yeah.
I got a good clip you can end it on.
Oh.
It's from Transformers, the third movie. Charlotte Mearing, the director of national intelligence, when Major Lennox keeps calling her ma'am, she's like, "What's with the ma'am? Do I look like a ma'am? Why are you calling me ma'am? I'm not a ma'am." He's like, "Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am."
Oh yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah. It was very entertaining.
Alright.
Oh, and then when Sam Witwicky does it, she's like, "I'm not a ma'am." And she's like, "Well, you are." And his girlfriend's like, "Well, you are a woman, aren't you?" I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
As far as the whole honorifics things go. And they made me think of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I've watched Transformers too much.
Alright, I think that's all I got. I don't know what you would use for Transformers for actual. What honorifics would you use for AI and robots? That's something else, I suppose. I guess we'll just end on that. Alright, bye. I'll see you next week.